So today we have a few tidbits regarding the M1 iPad Pro. We have information on the launch date and when it will be available to buy in store, but also I want to address the controversy behind older Magic Keyboards apparently not being compatible with the 12.9-inch M1 iPad Pro. Right, so let's begin with the launch dates for this new iPad Pro. So obviously at the event, Apple announced the pre-order date for the 30th, which is approaching us very soon. But of course, availability was simply in the second half of May. But courtesy of Jon Prosser, we have some alleged launch dates for this new iPad Pro, and they are a little dodgy. So basically, Jon says there will be a staggered release, but weirdly enough, the 12.9-inch model will launch on the 21st of May, and then the 11-inch launches on the 22nd. Now yes, I know Jon Prosser is a credible source, but I have to disagree with him on this because this makes absolutely zero sense, and let me tell you guys why. So number one, the 11-inch launching a little later makes no sense because there are many reports claiming there are issues with mini LED production, and so if anything, we should see a delay with the 12.9-inch iPad Pro, and so basically if we do see a staggered release, then why on earth would the 11-inch launch a little later? Because of course the 11-inch for the most part is identical to its predecessor, which by the way was in production just a few weeks ago, and so there really is no reasoning as to why the 11-inch is the one that gets delayed, and so that's a major red flag with this leak. But there is another issue with these dates, and that is apparently the 11-inch launches on a Saturday, which makes no sense because Apple never releases anything on the weekends purely because they won't get as much media attention on the weekends as they do on the weekdays, and so basically that rules out the possibility of an 11-inch iPad Pro launching on Saturday. So when can we expect the iPad Pro to launch? Well, of course, Apple did say the second half of May, and so I think Jon might be partly right in that we could see both models launch on the 21st of May. And yes, I do think we're going to see the 11-inch and 12.9-inch iPad Pro being available to buy together purely because if Apple was going to give us a staggered release, they would have told us at the event, much like we saw with the iPhone 12 series. And so basically the fact they were so vague about the release date does lead me to believe that maybe Apple's waiting for the 12.9-inch iPad Pro to catch up in production and of course release together with the 11-inch iPad Pro. But do note, I am pretty sure the 12.9-inch iPad Pro will slip in delivery times pretty soon, and so if you do plan to buy one, make sure to get your pre-order in within 10 minutes. At least that's what's been the case for me based on my previous experience pre-ordering products on the Apple Store. Anyways, let's move on to the whole controversy regarding the 12.9-inch iPad Pro apparently not being compatible with the older Magic Keyboard. So basically 9to5Mac reports that because the mini LED panel in the 12.9-inch iPad Pro makes it heavier and thicker than its predecessor, that basically means it's incompatible with the older Magic Keyboard. Now of course you do have to remember that no one has the new iPad Pro, so this is very much speculation at this point. But what's really sus is that if you go to Apple's site, you might notice the Magic Keyboard for the 12.9-inch iPad Pro in black is labeled as a new item and also isn't available to order right now, whereas the 11-inch black version has no new tag and is also available to buy right now. So clearly Apple has sneakily and quietly released a new version of the Magic Keyboard that's been slightly altered for the new dimensions of the 2021 iPad Pro. Now weirdly enough, this new keyboard is backwards compatible with the older models, but of course if you bought your Magic Keyboard before the release of these new iPad Pros, that keyboard won't work with this new iPad Pro allegedly. And well, if this is true, this is bound to piss off a lot of people. And what's worse is that Apple swept this under the rug. They haven't said that, hey, this is an issue. In fact, Apple support doesn't even have a clue because some say that it will work with the older Magic Keyboard and some say it won't. So yeah, we're just completely clueless now, and I guess we have to wait till we see those reviews. But I do want to say that Apple usually wants their cases to be a precise fit, and so maybe the older case will still work with the new iPad Pro, but it might not be as perfect of a fit as Apple wants. Maybe it won't close properly, and of course, that's not up to Apple standards, and so that's why they released a new version. Though do note, there could be other reasons behind this incompatibility. Maybe the extra weight could make the new iPad Pro a little top heavy, and so in the older case, it might topple, or maybe Apple's rearranged the magnets in the Magic Keyboard, and so there could be other reasons behind this change. We just have to wait and see. Anyways, thank you for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. For the latest Apple news and rumors, check out the video in the iCard above about some future Macs that could be coming very, very soon. And on that note, I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya, peeps.